Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Damion Williams Show. I am your marvelous, amazing host, Damion Rashid Williams, and I am giving you a beautiful show today as we go over some of the amazing things that make me some of the amazing things. Today, Today I have thought about something that was so prolific, so amazing, so stunning, and so epic. I was sitting here watching the Joe Rogan show, and I was watching an episode with him and Neil, whatever the man's last name is, the teacher, the scientist guy. And he proposed the question. He was like, as I'm watching along, he asked the question. He was like, have you basically, to summarize it, have you ever had a teacher who was so, profound in your life that, you basically will always remember, always will stand out? And I thought about it, and I all of my teachers basically stand out, even the male teachers. The females and the male teachers, they all stand out. I can literally name every last one of them, like all of them, all of them. All of them, like literally. And I started thinking about my teachers, and I started thinking about the different teachers that I had, growing up, living life and enjoying life. And I started thinking back to elementary school when I had my second grade teacher, Miss Christie. She was a black lady, strong, beautiful lady, and she was just so pure. Like, I could just remember, just the smile on this lady's face, the curly Jera curl in her head. Oh my gosh, I can remember everything about it, because the curly afro, the Jera curl afro. I remember all of that with the heels clicking in around the room. Are you guys okay? Does anybody need any help? I'm right here. Let me know, okay? I'm always so ready. Even going up to third, fourth, fifth grade with Miss Christie and Miss Schnur. And Miss Schnur, her real name was, her maiden name was Miss Steiner. And oh my God, and I think about it kind of like how some people, they think of trends, it made me think about basically in a way the Kardashians, when Kendall and Kylie was talking about how when Caitlyn became Caitlyn, it was weird because they couldn't call her Bruce no more. It was like Bruce had died. And that's how it was when Miss Schnur treated us when she got married, when she was no longer Miss Steiner. She was hell bent on us calling her Miss Schnur. She no longer was Miss Steiner. And it was those callbacks to when we would get in trouble to be like, hey, Miss Steiner. And my name is Miss Schnur. And it was crazy, and it made me think back to my other teacher, and these two teachers, they used to team up together. They used to, team teachers, two teachers in one class. Her name was Miss Marino. Oh my God, I love Miss Marino. I even went back to my elementary school, Lake Forest Elementary, to see if I could see her again. And Miss Marino was not there. Miss Boyd, who became the principal, had informed me that Miss Boyd, you do your thing. Shouts out to you. Miss Marino had told me, Miss Boyd had told me, and Miss Boyd even remembered me. She was like, oh my gosh, I remember you. And I was like, I remember you too. And she was telling me that Miss Marino had got pregnant and she ain't never come back. It was crazy. And I remember our classroom number at Lake Forest Elementary. So all the kids in Lake Forest Elementary, all the teachers, anybody who worked there, listen, our classroom was room 404. And that's the class that I was taught. That's the class I sat in. That's the class I learned. That's the class that I learned how to do math. I learned how to read. I learned how to write. I learned how to form sentences. I learned how to speak. I learned how to use the word vocabulary. We had fun days. And Miss Marino would write Fun Fridays. She'd write FUNFRIDAY on the board. And all throughout the week, if we would be bad, we would get a letter written off. And we had to have the damn Fun Friday. We had to have the damn sentence written on there or some letter written on there for us to have Fun Friday. And it was as a group, as a whole, everybody had to participate and do good and stuff like that. Then I remembered Who else did I remember? Miss Donnelly. For whatever weird reason, I had remember Miss Donnelly from 6th grade when I was at Hollindale High. And she was our TV production teacher. And, oh my God, I just remember Mr. Battle. And she was teaching us how to, and this is one of like the best moments in Miss Donnelly's class. She was teaching us how to do like camera shots, like blush shots and press shots and pan the camera and zoom in and out. And so we all had got set to find out a camera. And I remember Samantha, oh my baby. Me and Samantha we was in the group, we were trying to figure this shit out. Like how to work the camera. But I had a whole YouTube channel at the time, and this is like before YouTube was even cool. Like this is back when Kingsley was just like the GOAT at this time. He was a heavyweight champion, the undisputed crown at this time. And I'm sitting there, with the camera, I'm doing my thing, I'm talking. And, you could just, everything that you can imagine me in high school holding a camera and trying to be a director and a cameraman at the same time. Girl, stand right here. Let me pan. Girl, back up. We need a breast shot. Let me see your breast. Back it up. All of that in high school. And unbeknownst to me, I'm going to the bathroom because in TV production, we didn't have a bathroom in the classroom. We had to go out. We had to go back into school to, and go use the bathroom. And they were playing my video, and they was showing she was playing it for the class. She normally would play it without the audio. For whatever reason, she played it with the audio. I believe that it was with and without audio. One day they'll play without the audio, one day they'll play with the audio. And we had to guess what shot it was. And Ms. Donnelly, as she was presenting them, Ms. Donnelly had played mine with the audio, and baby, everybody in the class was able to hear what the fuck Damion was saying when he was getting and even though I was not there to hear the laugh and the joy and the pleasure of it all, when I came back in the classroom to use the bathroom, when I tell you there was the greatest standing ovation ever. Can you imagine walking in from the classroom from Piston, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and you open the door and everybody see you and they just literally stand up and just start clapping? It's moments like that I should never forget, because those moments like that are moments that are going to give y'all moments like this. Moments like this. The moments that y'all deserve with me all the time. I started thinking about my teacher, Mr. Saunders, who was my pre-algebra no. Ms. Saunders was my algebra teacher. And Miss Pinckney was our, this is how to know. Miss Pinckney was our pre-algebra teacher. And Miss Pinckney was so funny because if you ever hear me say throughout this podcast, on any episode, if you ever hear me say anybody, somebody, a breathing body, that's where I get that from. I get that from Miss Pinckney. Miss Pinckney would always say that. Every time she would ask the questions to the class, and I would be sitting by my friend Brianna Wells, and she would ask the questions to this class, which I would oddly be sitting by this boy named Raymond, who was a big wrestling fan. And he lived for the wrestling. And he even had a YouTube channel, just wrestling, like him with his friends wrestling. And he didn't really see it for me though. He ain't really like me. And I know, because I know what you were thinking, oh, y'all probably was best friends. No, never ain't really see it for me. He ain't really care. He ain't understand the experience. It was just get me off this ride. Who put me on this buckle? Why is this here? Who the fuck manifested this? What is going on? And Mr. Saunders, I go back to the story to say Mr. Saunders was there, the algebra teacher. And Mr. Saunders was one of the teachers who were you weren't going to try him. You weren't going to be no student coming there disrespect him and think that you was going to get away with it. No. You got in that classroom and you did where you showed out at is where he showed up at. You disrespected him, he disrespected you and giving you the referral. And calling your mama and your daddy. And matter of fact, you wouldn't even call your mama and daddy. Matter of fact, get the referral and you and your mama and daddy deal with it yourselves. And he had to scroll up on, his roster saying Damion Williams at the bottom. It was alphabetical order. And when it came to me, Mr. Saunders, one day, we got into it. And we got into it often, several times. I used to skip his Sunday class several times. And that's why I failed this class. He ain't getting no fucks about failing me by giving me no F. None. But he would pass Brianna all the time. Brianna would stay passing with a D, if not C. F. Ain't getting no fuck. I had more Fs that year from that man than a motherfucking Fendi sweater. You hear me? This man would fail me and it wasn't even motherfucking funny. It was more F's on that I was getting in that class. I felt like Timmy Turner sitting in that bitch with Mr. Crocker. And I don't understand why he was so pissed, because I am a grown-ass man and I still to this day do not have to utilize algebra in my real day-to-day life. When I go to Foot Locker, I don't have to use motherfucking algebra. And Miss P, no shade, I don't have to use pre-motherfucking algebra. The only teacher of importance and the significance that taught me anything was two teachers, Mr. Battle and Miss motherfucking Donnelly. Mr. Battle taught me how to do exactly what I'm doing now. Mr. Battle was the one that knew that this version of Damion was going to exist. Matter of fact, he was the first one to put he in existence, preach on it, speak on it. Mr. Battle had a class called TV production. Called theater production, I'm sorry. And Mr. Battle was one of the teachers that I would constantly have. I constantly had Mr. Battle for Drama 1, Drama 2, and for theater production. In Drama 1, I was in the classroom and my partner was Jaquan Williamson, one of the best fucking football players on the school team. Period, point blank. I said what I said, hands down. If you're going to ask me who the top one was, the one I'm going to remember, I only remember Mr. Battle's son, and I truly remember Jaquan Williamson. I don't remember Jaquan just because he had a gay brother that was in the band, and that would do depth drops, and he would be that girl. He was doing his thing. I remember Jaquan because me and Jaquan actually had to do projects together. Me and Jaquan had to actually sit down and write scripts together. Me and the football player actually had to figure shit out so we could get a motherfucking A and pass the class. Me, the football player, had to work with the gay boy. And people ask me all the time, and I'm going to finally answer the question. So anybody who goes to Hollandale and they play this back and they remember me and they know me, and they used to always ask me, what was it like working with him, or was he gay, whatever? And I would tell them, no, he was not gay. And he had a brother that was gay. So he understood gay. And he understood what it was like to have somebody bother you, bully you, fuck with you, annoy you because you was gay. And it was crazy because his brother didn't really see it me either. I was never really friends with his brother either. His brother never really see it me either. I ain't never had sex with his brother. I ain't never knew his brother, no nothing. It was just me and Jaquan. And Jaquan and I. And I remember the girl Melissa, who sat across from Jaquan, would always look at me and Jaquan and not laugh like it was funny, but laugh like I think they doing shit on the low. And she would be telling people these lies. Because it was weird. And it was weird because Jaquan was fucking Sadiq. Oh, bitch, I just said that on the motherfucking night. But he did. He was fucking her. Shoot. So did. And he played me the motherfucking audio of Jalen fucking around. Child, I ain't even gonna say no more names. Bitches can get a yearbook and get that docs. Get the yearbook and get the docs. But Jaquan was lit. Me and Jaquan and us, we was even on the same broadcast team, the theater production. We had to sit there and come up with scripts. And this is what I would do. I would have to come we had to come up with a radio show. And this is not drama class. This was the theater production. We would have to go and come up with a radio show. This is back in 2011, 2012, back with Mr. Battle. Theater production, if I can remember. And we would have to use the Apple computers, remember the big white ones, and it was in the library. And we would have to go in there, and we had to use GarageBand. And I had to do the news, and I would talk about the news. And I would talk about all the team. And I would get a team. And Mr. Battle would go, make long story short, get everybody had to go and, compile, their segment and make it into like an actual radio show. And Mr. Battle will play back our things for his other classes for them to hear. And I guess review it and critique it and whatnot. And we weren't there to hear it. So it was like, here go like 6 different audios from like the thing, whatever. I guess I haven't even doing something now. And I know this because people will come back to me and classmates will come back to me, not in my class, but other students will come back to me and tell me about what I said on this damn statement. They be like, so if this is going on in Housewives, what happened with Mimi when they did da-da-da-da-da-da? And then when they did da-da-da-da-da-da, tell me about da-da-da-da-da-da. And I remember telling them. And I'm going to tell everybody now that went to Hollandale and then McNichol. If you remember the website, it was like a burn book, if you will. And it was a website, Tutu, you remember, Shantaria Walker, you remember. And on the website, it was like bashing people in the school. It would call people Shones, because back in the day, they meant like ho. And it would give like all the gossip, all the tea. That really was me. I really did make that website. And I made that website with George Russian. Who used to date Tanya. Me and George sat down on freewebs.com, which is now webs.com, and we made a website, and we basically made a website talking about everybody in school, and we would basically, now thinking about it, it was like marketing. We would basically tell people it was a website, and we don't know who made this website that we found, and then we talk about people in the school, and I would make sure that I would put in the website that I would talk about myself, and I'd be like, gay-ass Damion. I like Damion with the teeth. I like Damion with who talks so much. So that way it would deflect from me. Now, Shantaria, she had the spirit of discernment because she just knew. I don't know how she knew, but she just knew it was me. And I remember she said, I don't know why y'all so stupid. Y'all, and we was in, I forgot who class was in. Mr. It was some African man in McNichol. I don't know how I got back this far, but because we were just in high school. But either way, we made this website. We was talking about the kids. And Shantaria exposed me. And the only leap that I had to distract the people from believing her was that I was talking about myself on the website. Now, look at me blogging. Look, before blogging was a thing, blogging about the day-to-day things in the school. Who was fucking on who was sucking on who dick. Mind you, this is all in middle school. That's why I don't want to have no kids. Because y'all be sitting around here sending y'all kids to school talking about something. They just in middle school. But you know what the fuck we was doing in middle school. And you know what the fuck you was doing in middle school. And you talking about some of your kids. Them kids ain't doing shit. Child, please. Get the fuck out of here. Second of all, back to the world, motherfucking story. Before we end up in our Kelly house. Make them nervous. Anywho, Mr. Battle was the one that introduced me to this Damion. Mr. Battle was the one that introduced me to the voice that Damion had. Mr. Battle was the one that did that. Mr. Battle I was in drama club and drama class. When I was in drama club and drama class, I do not like the idea of scripted Damion. Hence why American Express, which is where I work at, I do not like scripted Damion. I prefer free-flowing Damion. I like bullet point Damion. I like mention this, but I don't like for you to be able to have a reaction to the follow-up of the bulletin that I just reacted to myself. See, on radio, you can do, I can speak. And I don't have to be responded to. In acting, you have to react. And that's the whole thing with acting. When I would make scripts with Jaquan and with Jaquan, child, I just realized I was in class with Jaquan and I got a friend named Jaquan. And they both straight. But when we would do those scripts, excuse me, in class, and we would make them, it would be so hard to like remember so many things about like a faux list, like a faux line script. And I remember when we would get them right, and we would get like the whole script right, and finish it and complete it, standing ovation. We were the only ones to get this great ass, strong ass standing ovation that nobody else would get. Nobody else I got. Nobody else understood it. Like, why we were so motherfucking raw. And even, I remember in my head seeing Mr. Battle with this big ass smile on his motherfucking face. And I remember when I did my YouTube channel and I told Mr. Battle about it and I started, I got the email that I get paid. And it was crazy because I didn't know that I get paid on YouTube until after the fact that I got the email because I was late. But I was still able to do the Google AdSense. But I wasn't consistent because I did not know that you're supposed to do stuff like this every single day. And I remember going to his classroom and pulling up the email like, Mr. Battle, look, I get paid from YouTube. Who would have ever thought the little gay boy in your classroom was going to get paid for talking like this? And I remember popping my mouth just like this because Mr. Battle hated when I popped my mouth. Like, that was a pet peeve for him. That was I know you did not just do that. And and that's why I love Tamar. Because when I would hear Tamar do that, and Tamar Braxton, and Tamar is successful as she is, and she would do that. Oh, baby, I am so sorry. My alarm had went off. I mean, I just got paid. But, my alarm had went off for my time. But I already got paid. I already moved my money around. I just thought about it. But yeah, that was that. Anyway, anyhow, moving right along, chill. But yeah, when I would do those things with Mr. Battle and them, and because I totally forgot where I was. But when I would do those things and stuff like that, it was just beautiful. It's amazing how I did not realize that I was becoming me. I was learning how to do these things, how to do this. Oh, that's what I was talking about. I was telling y'all about how I had told Mr. Battle about Tamar. When I would hear Tamar and get on the Braxtons and the Braxton family values with her family and so that, and I would hear her pop her mouth, you know what I'm saying? Because she ain't finna do all that. That was me. I felt every bit of that. Because when Tamar, every bit of who she is and what she represents on national television, from what we can see, I get every bit of that. And I know what you're thinking. How could you be that? Because I am that type of person. I am the gay boy that lives in Tamar. She is me, I am her, and she is she. The we are we. It go hands in hand. Because she did it. Yeah. And I remember, like, watching Tamar. And it's crazy because before we was introduced to Tamar, well, we was already introduced to Tamar. But I'm only 29 years old, so I met Tamar as we met Tamar on Braxton Family Values through Love and War and beyond. I was introduced to K. Michelle first. And it's crazy because since we on the topic of YouTube, when I would do my YouTube videos, I would post them. And before I would make my YouTube videos, because I had theater production and drama club and drama class, everything, I had learned the art of writing. And it with a beautiful teacher like Miss Birch in your background in the ear. Language arts. That's another story. And you learn how to actually put a period, use a comma, you pick up a pencil, use the eraser, write it, go over it, rewrite it, and then write it again, and then finalize your motherfucking story. You get what I'm saying? Come up with an introduction, come up with 3 motherfucking supporting details, your major supporting details. They go your 3 paragraphs, and then you get you a conclusion where you sum up everything that you just motherfucking talked about. Oh, please. Writing, language arts, darling. And so, Miss Birch, bitch. She used to be like, David, you write so well, but you're so sloppy with this writing. I cannot understand majority of this. This is such a pain to go through. And then can you imagine Miss Birch was married to a black man from the Bahamas, bitch. Miss Birch, a white lady, probably Irish for all we know. I don't know. I can't really describe her because I don't want to offend her, but just beautiful. Let me tell you something. I'm bad with the details, and Miss Birch know that. But Miss Birch, if you had to know, Miss Mona motherfucking Birch, bitch. Whew, if I never gave you your motherfucking flowers before, stand the fuck up. Because you haven't given the world this right here. When I was able to use to my YouTube videos, and I mean I was growing into my YouTube videos, I would literally write down what I was going to talk about, how I was going to talk about it, and when I was going to talk about specific parts of it. I mean writing it down to perfection. Pre-planning, prepping myself for what I was about to impart. And it's crazy because I should do that with the podcast, but this is like a different flow. Because remember, when you do something so much, you just know. You just know. You know what I'm saying? You just know what to do. You know what to say. You know how to say it, how to deliver it, and how to get your point across. To the point that when I would write my stuff in my room, and I remember it was in my sister's old room, her purple room with the TV. If you used to watch me on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about. And I would write it, and I would listen to K. Michelle. And this was back when K. Michelle would do mixtapes back on what's the name of that goddamn website? I'm thinking, hold on. I don't want to say, it's not LimeWire. That's too far back. My mixtapes, it was my mixtape something. And I would listen to her sing, bitch. When K. Michelle was with R. Kelly, and they would make them songs like Pillow, You Baby, You and I. Oh, you and I. Baby, you and I. Oh, I. Let me tell you, those was hits. Hit maker. Back to back to back to back. It was a writer listening to a fucking writer to broadcast a product, bitch. And if you wanted to know where that energy was coming from, it was coming clean from the sounds and the frequency of a vocalist known as K motherfucking Michelle. When K Michelle would get every mixtape, I know all of the songs. Even down to user baby mama a, baby mama a, baby mama a. Crying cause he don't want you. Use a baby mama. Man, okay, with you. Always with the drama. Just cause he don't want you. Use a baby mama a. Use a baby mama a. Why you hating on be another person? Cause you ain't got a job and you gonna see what a real woman is. Where your job at? Where the field thing? But the baby for me, oh, I can't believe the woman that disrespect like that. Alright, I gotta listen to that album. Girl, you look a mess. I gotta listen to that album. That's not even an album, that's a mixtape. That's the thing. Artists don't make mixtapes no more. They don't make mixtapes no more. Nicki used to make a mixtape. Those used to be masterpieces. The mixtapes was better than the album because the mixtape was where you could talk what you really wanted to motherfucking say. Bitch, your favorite artist used to say the motherfucking word faggot all through a motherfucking mixtape. Got on the album, couldn't say nothing. Because they got around a bunch of faggots. Man, Wayne used to drop mixtapes, man. Remember Rich Homie Quan with the mixtapes, man? Then Young Thug will come through with the mixtapes, man. I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't saying what you're saying when I walk through. I be old man when they walk through. I be pop a few bands when they walk through. Oh, watch me. Oh, watch me. Oh, watch me. Well, let me say, that song used to come on in the club. I don't know what song would give me more hype in the club. Walk Through or Dreams and Nightmare. I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this. I had to grind like that, to shine like this, and about a time I spent on some lot of shit in the... See my dreams unfold. They may come true. It was time to mirror the game. And I say, yeah, I do. If you want, you got to see it with a clear eye view. My nigga sneeze like a bitch say, I chew. Bitch, them songs come on late in the club. It's almost time to go. And you got that liquor sitting in you. Bitch, that song come on. That's why you sleep in the club. Because them two songs right there can take all your energy out. Them songs right there will put you on a height. A height. You hear me? Dreams and Nightmare was sampled by Cardi. Up 10. Shoot. And that's what I did. And that's why sometimes when we get on this podcast and I revert to talking about celebrities from talking about myself, that's because that's all I've ever done was talk about other motherfucking people. That's why this podcast is so transparent for me. It may not be for you. You may come for celebrity, but I be here for, it's really for me to express myself to you because, baby, I ain't never gave myself the benefit to cry. I was growing up watching one station, one channel in the boys' room. Before I moved into the room with my sister, my sister old room, but she left after she had ISIS and ran away to Miami with her, the actor Sharif. Let me tell you, I used to have to watch UPN. I literally watched the station UPN evolve from UPN to My 33 to SFL. So whatever it may be now. Hell, I remember when that bitch was WB, bitch. Shout out to the Warner Brothers, WCW, AEW, hallelujah. Shoot. I remember sitting at home, coming home from middle school, coming home from Paragon Academy, from Paragon Elementary Charter School. Down there in Bride, shout out to you. Paragon Sliders. And I remember coming home, and I would watch only about 3 to 4 shows. From 3 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. So we got off at 3. We left school at 3:30. 3. And I would make home for Wendy at like 5. I would watch Wendy Williams. And that's who taught me how to talk about people. Wendy. Like celebrities. I would watch Wendy hone her craft from episode 1, season 1. I remember the 6-week sneak peek. All of that. Wendy, and I would watch Wendy, followed by That 70s Show. And on Thursdays, sometimes on Fridays, we watch SmackDown. We will watch motherfucking SmackDown. We sure will. We will watch motherfucking Friday Night SmackDown, produced by Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Written, produced, starring. And that was my boogeyman. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. We didn't get cable into the room, until we moved into the house. To be honest with you. Because then we would watch Halloween Town on Disney Channel. And that was around the time when Halloween Town, with Calabar and all that stuff was coming out. So we literally timelining the timeline of the timelines. I was there when Wendy was building her show off the back of the Housewives with Nene and Bethany and all of them because nobody else would go to her show. I remember sitting there watching when Wendy would expose Beyonce, and that's why we never had Beyonce and Jay-Z, or possibly anybody from Rock Nation, ever on the Wendy Williams Show. And we just drop major T. Because remember, Wendy will always point out the fact that Beyonce possibly couldn't read or write. And remember, Wendy was the one that exposed Beyonce for possibly not being pregnant. To an exaggerated extent, even though it went like to the National Choir and the Daily Mail and all that stuff. But Wendy was the one that got up and had Suzanne. Oh my God, Suzanne. And I remember this stuff because these were my friends. Suzanne was my friend in my head. When Wendy would say this is my friend in my head, she was a friend in my head. She was a friend in my head. Tamar was a friend in my head. Kay Michelle was a friend in my head. And Vince is still to this day a friend in my head. Regardless of all allegations. That stuff ain't got nothing to do with me. All this other stuff, when you drinking, ain't got nothing to do with me. Kay Michelle possibly doing stuff with R. Kelly, that ain't got nothing to do with me. Tamar getting beat up by her ex-husband, that ain't got nothing to do with me. We talk about solely on talent. When Wendy sat in that purple chair, that's what I knew, that's what I seen, that's what I gathered, and that's who I connected to, and that's what it was. I was connected to a teary-eyed cancer bitch. Who was a queen at everything that she did. And I know what somebody may say, that's a backhanded compliment. You had to watch Wendy from episode 1 to understand where I'm coming from, okay? Wendy is the reason why I do a show every day, at least try to do a show every day, because Wendy say, if you're present in the moment, you cannot be overlooked, bitch. When they do the class roster and they call your name and they do the roster, they say Billy, Bob, Sarah, Jake, James, Wendy, Damion, here. Even at work, I go to work. I tell even at work, I go with Lee, my manager. And I just tell her, I gotta be here. I gotta be work. I gotta be present. We had a conversation today about what's past midnight, so it was actually yesterday, but you get what I'm saying. We had a conversation about me doing the podcast, and she said she's gonna listen to him when she got home. So hopefully she caught up to this. How you doing? And and we was talking about how the secret to podcasting is not waiting to have a good moment. The podcasting, it's just doing it. Just grab the microphone and talk. Just hit the record button. And as I'm saying that, I don't know why I just had this epiphany of the stock market. And I've been hearing people say that about the stock market all the fucking time. They be like, there is no good time to time the stock market. You just do it. There is no good time to time the stock market. You just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And if you are ever in a place in your life and you trying to time it, what about to cry? Hold on. What's a real tear? Oh my God, I thought I was going to fake cry, but it's a real cry. Oh my God. Oh no, what? Oh my God. I got to wipe it because I don't want it to dry up. I don't want to get an eye booger. Okay. Anybody out there with any type of dream or whatever you want to do, just do it. And I'm thinking back now to when I did my reading with Jasmine, with Trinity Oracles. And I don't know why I'm thinking of the psychic stuff when I'm talking about Lee, because Lee can't stand that stuff. But even Jasmine said, David, when it comes to your YouTube channel, just do it. When it comes to the podcasting, just do it. And I'm sitting here just thinking about it as we embark on this therapy, as we are doing this therapy session. I'm literally, and those of you who are new to the channel, please understand that you have literally just became a therapist. Let me finish my thought. I'm going to go back to it. I just thought about it. Podcasting is YouTubing, and YouTubing is podcasting. You're just recording what you're saying. And podcasting now has the form where you have the video, the video form of it. And the whole time that I've been doing this therapy session with you, I've been talking about reality podcasting. What if I found a way to merge my reality and my podcast into one? What if I was just able to just swoop all of this into one big thing? Like, and the better question is, because before I was listening to Joe Rogan, I was listening to entrepreneurs and on TED Talk and listening to what they were saying. And they was talking about the rich dad and the poor dad that I was watching his TED session. And I remember the comment section said, the first comment, I'd be like, before you go to the comment section, be like one comment to let you know before you click the comments. And it was like, he spoke so much truth that they didn't even invite him back. And that's what made me want to really listen to it. Because even though I seen the thumbnail, saw the title, I knew who he was, Robert, whatever his last name is, I knew who he was. I heard about the book. I even did the audio on the YouTube of the book. That one comment stood out to me because I wanted to hear what the fuck did he say that was so powerful here that he did not say in the book. And the message to me that I got was, an entrepreneur is it's two people in the world. You have somebody who just go to work. And they go to work in America. Okay, this is basically what I had thought. My mind is switching gears because it's switching gears to the general public, because I don't have you, my therapist, like right here with me. Like, I'm not speaking to just you. I'm speaking to all y'all. So I got to dumb down my words. Not dumb down my words, you're so smart. I have to generalize my words to make it more easy for everybody to understand. There's two types of people in this world, in America. There are someone in America that goes to work and that is literally dependent on their check. Their check is the Fortune 500, which comes from the government, basically, in essence, because the government is the one that's even printing out the money to even give you a check, to even be able to give the customer the money to even go in said store or said environment to even make said transaction. Boom. Then you have somebody who can work without getting paid. So my question to you, the listener of this episode, of this session, which one are you? As I ask myself that, which one am I? Because currently, I am the one that is dependent on the paycheck. And I say that because I have no level of work that I do that is just for fun, that can generate income. Every bit of level of work that I do is work that generates income. I literally go to work to make money, to then for pay bills. I think I just cracked the code. Remember in the beginning episodes when we first came and started this therapy session, and I first said, I get up and I go to work to pay bills. What if I got up to work to not pay bills? What if I went to work because I enjoyed it? What if and the question now becomes, how do you enjoy work? You got to enjoy work because you chose to enjoy work. I got to get up and I'm going to try this on Gabby. I'm going to go to work. Next time I go to Foot Locker and I work, well, I'm going to just go to work and I'm going to just choose to enjoy the work for Gabby. Because this whole time that you met me, I told you I don't like her. But I ain't never tell you that there was a point in time when I did fuck with Gabby. I did like Gabby. I did think she was pretty cool. But some way along the lines, it grew to where it became part of I ain't like it. I don't want to do with this no more. And we could say it's her. You can say it's me. But at the end of the day, we dealing with my perspective. My real, because all that I can deal with. So if I tell myself that I enjoyed working with Gabby, that's all I'm going to do is just have enjoyment of working with Gabby. Kind of similar to how, like, I anticipating to want to go to work with Lee. I anticipate to want to go work with all my other managers. If I stop dreading going to work, like, ugh, I gotta go to work, and say, ugh, I'm going to go build my asset. Now that was a delicious sentence. I'm going to go build my asset. I'm going to get up today to go build my asset. I'm going to get up today to go make an abundance more. I realized that I have always been the voice. But along the lines of life, I had experienced life. The voice had to experience life. This voice that you was listening to right now. I had to experience life, like put Fabuloso in the pot and turn on this oven. Put sugar in the water. Walk the Family Dollar and go buy peanut butter and jelly, knowing that I just got paid a full check, but that's the only thing that I'm deliberately going to go buy so that I'm not spending extra money that need to be spent so I can have extra money to pay, so I can have the money that I need to pay for rent. Yeah. I understand what it's like to go to the store and go buy 16 packs of Chef Boyardee and have sitting, because that was dinner for 16 fucking days, bitch. I understand that. But see, the problem is that I have built this ego to where that I am afraid to tell you about that. Because I want you to think that I am bigger than you, better than you, stronger than you, tougher than you, built to last longer than you. And that ain't true. Bitch, I'm just like you. The time right now is 5:26. I got a cousin getting ready to wake up right now in like 30 fucking minutes to get up and go to work. Right now. As we recording. Which is why my voice is getting lower and lower, because I don't know where the fucking nigga we coming from. Okay? And the only clue that I may have is the light that you cut on before you walk in the garage. Because remember, here, I heard him. Shoot. Y'all, I'm going to have to end the show. I love you for watching. And I'm going to put in also in this episode the recording that I did from yesterday morning before I went to work. So if it sounds a little cluttered, that's why. But I'm going to put a little, how you doing? This is the Damion Williams Show. Thanks for being my therapist. Let me go before I get in trouble. Good night. And goodbye.